Hello viewers and welcome to another video looking at project cars. Of course yesterday we had the addition of the Aston Martins and a new circuit test track set in Nevada, and I was just racing around here last night, just having a quick go on one of the test circuits, just sort of learning my way around it. Scruffy few laps, but just sort of working my way around in the car. I'm driving the Aston Martin V8 Vantage GTE car here. I'm racing on the Mojave Cougar Ridge circuit. The circuit it's quite complex, you know, it requires a bit of learning. It's got some high-speed sections, it's got some low-speed sections, it's got some flowing sections and some bumpy sections. So just working my way along here. In a situation like this, you can see, I can look out of my mirror just to see where the car is there, but obviously without the triple screen controls that still haven't been put in yet, I can't see the mirror on the other side of the car, which leaves me sort of with a big blind spot if anyone ever comes in on that side. But either way, I use that mirror, and of course down below I have my center mirror, or camera mirror, but unfortunately sort of right between the two screens there, so it's not as useful as it possibly could be. The field of view is quite narrow on this car, isn't it? It's very narrow sort of dash. It's like that in real life. It's not got the best visibility in the world. And I'm testing, of course, the new 599 Evo 30 Thrustmaster rim. And of course, being in a racing car like this, you know, GT car, just feels so much more authentic. Blind corners like that are tricky. Sliding about a bit, just getting on the power a bit too soon on the exit of that corner into the tunnel. This car's quite heavy, it understeers a little bit, so you have to, you know, account for that in terms of your steering input, in terms of the odd lift, just to get the car in there, sweeping through that corner, taking a bit too much speed. So next time I'll be looking to just stay off the power a bit longer until the car lines up. I just got on the power a bit too quickly there, so trying to close on these guys. The AI is very quick on this circuit so far. I'm interested to know, those of you who have played it, what do you think? The AI is very quick. The circuit itself is visually is quite dull. There's not much there. The mountain textures and everything, it's not necessarily blowing me away in terms of the visuals. But in terms of track layout, this is the only one I've played so far, but it's a massively complex selection there. And I'm sure there's some really good races to be had. I actually quite enjoyed this. It had its technical aspects. This corner's a funny one because you need to sort of oversteer into it just to get on the power. Steering here and then braking. I have ABS off with all the assists off, obviously, so that's a little bit more tricky than it looks. You're throwing the car into that corner, hoping it lands okay for you. It slides on the exit, and around here you're sort of 2/3 on the power, if you like. And in that corner the car's understeered a little bit for me there. Struggled to get it in there. And in corners like this I'm still building speed on at the moment to see how fast I can go through there, bearing in mind there's heavy braking right on the end of that section, so you don't want to go too fast like I did there. So I'm still learning that. We'll see in the next lap as I learn my way around. I've not put a replay into this video. I'm going to come back to this car in the coming days and this circuit, just run it with a replay there as well. I wanted to get a video up for you guys and check out a couple of the new cars. As ever, you know, it's running really well on my PC, looks great, you know, the car goes where I want it to go. It's just, you know, all round enjoyable. You know, if you're smooth and you're driving, you can get the most out of the car. I'm still trying to close up on these guys. I'm not making much ground on them. The AI really is going for it, has to be said. Some of the field are quite slow, but the field spread is quite high with this car. So, working my way on now on this banked corner. You can't go all the way up on this banked corner. I'm sure you can with certain cars when you're going flat out. It'll be interesting to see in a super fast car. Again, using the cockpit cam, still adjusting my lighting to suit at the moment. Could do with a little bit more lighting on the wheel there. It's very difficult when you're filming screens because the screens are quite bright, and the camera obviously is affected by that. So, especially with such a narrow windscreen view. So managing to find a way to close up. The only way to close up on these guys really is to really refine your line. So you've got to be flat out if you're going to be competing with the AI on this. You've really got to know every gear for every corner. I'm still not there yet. Obviously, I only started playing it last night, so it's taking a bit more time to maximise the speed. Braking right down. I made a mistake there before, so I think let's get it right this time. There we go. This corner's quite tricky. The car loses a lot of grip on entry. Really struggling to get on the power, being progressive. Again here, not wanting to turn too soon. Again, progressive on the exit. You've got to let the car basically land in position. Here, oversteer. Car understeers all the way through the earth me every time. And I don't want to hit the entrance to the tunnel. And again here, just understeering a little bit before coming into this nice positive camber. It's got a really nice feeling when you get into a positive camber corner like that. Sweeping up the hill. And there's a nice sweeping down the area as well. And then down the gear into this corner. Working traction on the exit. I want to carry more speed, but the car really was understeering a bit for me on the exit there. So progressive on the power. And not really making any inroads. No trouble from cars behind me at this stage. Do look forward to, obviously there's lots of additions on the way, the esports stuff's been announced, constant improvements and bug fixes are still going on with it, so it's still coming together, and I'm just looking forward to how it's developed. I'm still enjoying the racing immensely. Again, just trying to close. Oversteering just a bit too much there. A very small amount of dirt there, could have been curtains for me. Just trying to hook up that section, but tricky one there. You know, occasionally I hit the limiter in this car, and you know, I'm thinking, should I shift up? But then I don't want to. I almost want the limiter to simply limit my speed occasionally. So that would put a lot of pressure on the gearbox, but I don't want to shift up sometimes because I know I'm immediately shifting down. So lifting a little bit, coasting, and then around here again, this tricky corner. AI is much quicker than me through that section. Again, stepping out, and you can see just how quick the AI's going. They're not hanging around. Clearly, maximising corners like that one is understeering a bit through there. I understeer a little bit through here as well. Okay, it's not too bad. Carry more speed through this section. Final lap. So not making any progress despite trying to improve my lap times every time. The car itself, fun to play with, audio was great. As I say, the circuit itself isn't necessarily, it's a bit bland visually. But it's all about enjoying the driving, and in that sense it's certainly got some challenging areas to it. A bit bumpy for this car, mind you. Oh, make an adjustment to my camera there. Kind of threw me, unfortunately. I lost my concentration because the camera was just slipping on my head at this point. And so now I'll make a few mistakes towards it. So I'm trying to adjust it, but it's really difficult to drive and fix at the same time. It's kind of thrown me off now, and it's funny, you know, you make a little something like that happens, and it just throws you completely out of your flow. And up to that point, I wasn't even thinking about what I was doing. I was just focusing on the next corner and the next braking point. And then you lose where you are on the circuit, you lose your flow, and suddenly you're losing speed all over the place. And making mistakes like that, just simply because you your flow. So I realise now we're on the final lap. Doesn't matter. It's only a practice run. And as I come round, last few corners. It's been an enjoyable little run on Project Cars again, running this, and we'll have some more. See the AI closing up, and we lost that battle with the guys in front, obviously, but enjoyable all the same. We'll test it with some other cars as well, see how we get on, and great with the rim. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.